there's no place in Black America you can go and find the four essential institutions needed for a community: bank, school, supermarket, hospital. Do you know why that's ironic? Last year, Black America in 2016, we spent $2 billion on Air Jordans, $4 billion on liquor and alcohol, $600 million on fast food, and we bought twice the amount of Mercedes Benzes as white America, although white America has twice the wealth of black folk. So the question becomes, what is it about the Mercedes Benz that makes it so attractive to African Americans even when they can barely afford it? And it's because it's a status symbol.
That's all.
And one thing we know about oppressed people, when you can enjoy true freedom, you surround yourself with the symbols of that freedom.
Absolutely.
And that's why the Louis bag is so important. That's why our children will kill for Air Jordans. It's not the sneaker, it's what it represents.
In the 1920s, a scientist named Walter Kilner developed a technique that allowed people to see into the astral realm. He applied a blue dye called dicyanin onto a glass screen and discovered that the dye blocked out most of the white light, enabling humans to see the aura of one another. Although the chemical was later banned, the military repurposed it to create the first pair of night vision goggles. When the technology was distributed to helicopter pilots during the Vietnam War, the pilots began shooting at each other, claiming to be firing at demons that came to get them. Those who survived would never be the same, describing it as if they were watching hell. Their officers were initially skeptical, but after repeated occurrences of similar events every time the goggles were used, a decision was made to cease their use.
How can we have so much yet we have so little? I need you to really think about that. We're spending billions and millions of dollars, yet we're the poorest people in this country. Do you understand we spend enough money to own a small country? You do understand that, right? We spend so much money, we can feed the other side of the fucking world and still be good. We could take $1 billion and give it to the other side of the world. But we're poor. We're wretched. We're nothing. Sound the horns! I'm tired of this shit. I'm fucking sick and tired, man. I'm tired of knowing these things. And everybody's got their fucking speeches and their fucking, you need to know how to do this and you need to be a fucking super smart. You need to be super smart and get your business in order. And you need to, yo dog, they made that shit up. You think they're gonna let you in? Even if they let us in. See, this is what made me realize I need to understand my father more than I need to understand get this money and all this other shit. When I understood how they really run shit, I understood you can never join their game and beat them. See, while you're trying to get businesses and get the money, they're making it where paper money is not even going to be useful. It's going to be digital. So while you get all that money, and when you get your power right with it, they'll just make it digital and that money won't mean shit and they'll still be having the power. Get it? So, no matter how hard you fucking try, no matter how hard you think you're going to catch up, they are smart. They're not dummies. This is not a physical thing. It was a physical war. Now it's just mental. It's all mental. And yous are playing follow the leader. And they're the ones leading you. Telling you this is how you get right. This is how you gotta do it. And I see everybody try. And they get to that certain point. And then they realize how real the game is. How many people are really involved with this shit. And then you realize, yeah, it's not just one. I'm going up against a lot. And even if I start my business, They own the fucking machines so I can continue to grow my business. So without them, you'll never go worldwide. You get it? They made this shit where even if you surpass them with brains, you can't build the shit without them. They own the things you need to keep shit building. You just don't get it. Like, perfect example, all right. Like, I forgot what my example exactly was. I've been talking and trying to think of it at the same time. But it's like saying, all right, like I said about in my other video, on different continents, when you buy your home and your land, it's yours. And you never pay for anything else. Here, you pay for it and you keep paying for it. It's not yours. Sound the horns. You get it? Sound the horns. The only way I can think of is realizing who we are and how much power we actually have. See, Martin taught me that one. I actually watched a whole bunch of his shit. Sound the fucking horns. And when I watched Martin Luther King say in his own words on camera that I have a dream shit was wrong. And I wish I never said it, because it's gonna devastate my people for another couple hundred years. You know he said that, right? Go look it up. Now, once I seen him say, go completely against this whole get together with niggas, and then I realized at the end of his career, him and Malcolm X started getting together, and they started to believe in the same thing of, yo, we're all we got. No one in the world's gonna help us, because they're all in on it. They don't even know they're in on it. The little ones, the regulars you see every day, they don't even know what's going on. They don't even know the game. And they'll never help. Because the fact of the matter is, to help means you have to have less of their shit. You think they're giving up their life to fucking save ours? They're not Jesus. And I keep fucking trying to get people to understand, like, I get it. We're all people. We have a nation. You're supposed to look out for your own. So I don't blame other nations for not helping us. Even though you could put one commercial on and say, help this people on this side of the world, and everybody would give money to it. Even us. Even though we live in the same conditions. We just wear fake jewelry or jewelry and it looks like we're better than them. We're not better than those people on the other side of the world. They're free. They just don't have technology to pretend that their lives don't suck. Majority of Americans are on fucking prescription pills for depressants. So, you know, I don't want to hear that shit. If you ain't popping pills for your fucking depression, you're drinking and doing drugs because of your depression, because you know you don't own your fucking life. You know there's more in life. You know there's something wrong. Yeah, it's my father kicking your ass. The shadows. To the shadows with you. Now, like I said, man, I ain't with no hate. I ain't with no nothing. I'm only with the facts. And the fact of the matter is, when I hear those numbers spit, I say, how the fuck are we not free? How are we fucked up? How? If we literally never give money to anyone ever again, and just say, all right, we're gonna make a trust fund, all black people, and every month, every week you gotta put money into it. We don't give a fuck who you are. And if you don't, you can't have none. You don't get no help. And then we put all this money together, like we, you know, because we're spending it on drugs and alcohol and shit that don't matter. Now that's billions of dollars that, you know, all of us have. A whole big fund. And every time we're broke, we get to go and take, you know, we need rent money. Well, you're never going to need rent money no more. Because your brothers and sisters already put it in the bank account. So, you know, that means our rent's already paid every month. Because, you know, we're not living in the best places. And the rent ain't that much. So we can literally pay each other's rent for years. We can buy each other new cars and homes and be broke the way we are. Do you understand that? This is why I get angry. Because we're rich. We're rich. And we live like peasants. We live fucking broke because we won't live together. We're too busy trying to be better than each other. We're too busy trying to be the leader and say, let's go this way. Well, my plan's very simple. We don't need all this extra, learn all this and learn it. Take $20 out of your motherfucking money, come sign a legal document with me and say nobody can take that money out unless we need it and shit like that. We all hire a bunch of lawyers and all of this and we make it official. 500 of us can do this and we'd be living better. Imagine if, you know, half of us did it. You know, it said a whole bunch of billions and millions of dollars. I'll settle for half of that. I'll settle for 1/3 of that. I'll settle for 1/3 of the fucking people wasting their money and say, fuck that, I want to live better. We're not buying no more Jordans. We're not buying no more this. We're not buying no more that. And we're putting all that money away. And then when we figure out what we want to do, we have money to do whatever the fuck we want. Anything. Live anywhere. Go anywhere. Do anything. Do you understand that? This is why I get mad. Because we have everything, just like my father said. My father said, I made you perfect. I made you a treasure. Do you understand that? We're a treasure to the world, our Father said. And if you don't believe that, I just explained how you're the worst on the bottom and we make so much money. We just give it away though. If we gave it to our children, like the other nations do, if we started trust funds for our nation, oh yeah, we don't have one. We're not smart enough to realize if you're not all together and say, we are this now, then you have no power. Because we say we're whatever they told us we were, we don't have power. And we can never have power because we're not unified. The only way to unify is to have one fucking goal and one plan. Everybody wants to go their own way. Me too. But I see the one thing everybody wants. Even though you want to go the other way. You don't want to have people putting their foot on your neck and telling you what to do. You don't want to be broke when you know you don't have to be. I don't have to like you, black man, my brothers. I don't need to even, you could be a fucking sinner for all I care. Don't sin against me. God damn it. You could be the thug nigga and you don't like me. Because I'm half thug and half this and I'm masculine, but I know how to show my feminine side. You don't have to like that shit. Nigga, we all trying to be better, right? Who gives a fuck if you like me? See, this is why, like, you know, lines like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, they made enemies out of each other. We're enemies, black man. Do you understand that? They made us mentally fucking hate each other. So, alright, you're my enemy. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I took my enemy's knowledge of how to unify each other. And, yeah, I don't know all the laws and how to do all the paperwork with all that money shit. But I know it's there. And I know it's existing. And I don't hear nobody fucking talking about that that's smarter than me. They're all smarter than me. There's so many fucking smart black men I've watched on YouTube. And none of them are talking this shit. They're talking, bring your money over here to my foundation. They're not talking, we're going to make a foundation where None of us rule it. None of us can do anything with it. All it's gonna be used for is us. And when we need shit, you know, the Pookie and Ray Rays that get locked up for no reason and actually are innocent but got no lawyer. The countless older people now that don't have life insurance and they have to fucking do all these things, well, we could be helping them. All these kids that we know need help in books and school and food, and we could be doing this. We could be help. I don't have children. I don't have nothing. Why do I care about your kids? You're on the other side. You think I'm a piece of shit, corny ass nigga preaching the Lord, looking like a goofy ass nigga. But I care about your fucking kid though. All love and all praise to my daddy.